Here now to get us started is Logan Cook, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. First play, going to throw it. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage. How about a deep ball on the first play from scrimmage, putting that secondary on notice?
Brandon, all I remember when I was a player is that we always took a test the night before the game about teams' tendencies and what they plan to do. I'm not sure we think deep ball right out of the gate and putting us back on our heels.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain.
Once more, Gibson. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Off play action. It's Howell. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jags are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Here's the second-year man from Clemson, Travis Etienne. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. So this, the 90th season of Washington football. Of course, here, the first season and first ever regular season game for the Washington Commanders. That name unveiled in a grand reveal back on February 2nd. The franchise opting to keep the burgundy and gold color scheme, adding the striking W logo on each side of the helmet and the single gold stripe running from front to back. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A give to Etienne running right. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charlie's coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense on balance.
This would be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Lawrence. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Now Jamal Agnew for his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Lawrence will try again after the pick 6. And that is incomplete.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and said, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. This is caught. It's Kirk. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Jacksonville made Christian Kirk the headliner of their 2022 free agency spending spree, and he's one of the highest paid receivers in the league right now. So what do they expect? For him to get his first career 1,000-yard season and give them big-time production. He gets them a 1st down right there.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. But to throw again is Lawrence. And able to find Kirk complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 19.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Lawrence going to get this to Etienne. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Go now. Hey, Charlie.
To throw again on second down. Lawrence. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely frees up your guys elsewhere. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
A give running right, Etienne. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Well, not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
It's not like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of the guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left. Contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he will find Ridley. That's complete. Touchdown! Calvin Ridley, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Jags have taken the lead. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. This will be fielded at the 17. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Lawrence escaping the pressure right. And he's going to go down again. No surprise there. Chase Young lets that play with a sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
The Jaguars on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be third and forever. He's got a man. It's his fullback. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Fielded at about the 28. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Washington. Sly on for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
A handoff for Etienne. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a little surprised by that call. 2nd and inches. It did what it was intended, but it felt like it was a free play waiting to happen. I thought they might take a shot.
Etienne up the middle. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. 42 yards on the ground for him so far. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And they'll go again with Etienne. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Lawrence will throw. He's got his tight end. It's Chris Manhertz. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 29-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Etienne bringing in another one. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And the Jaguars are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Commanders are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you. Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
They'll go again with Gibson. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. This time they'll throw it with Howell. Going to be caught downfield by Dotson. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I certainly felt for Sam Howell watching him fall from a possible first-round pick at one point all the way to day 3 of the draft, but it's just extra fuel for a guy now who drew comparisons to some of the league's most fiery competitors at quarterback. When he gets into a tough spot, Howell knows how to create and make some impressive reads and also some impressive runs. And I think that's how he'll succeed as an NFL quarterback.
One last shot before the break. Howell looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. The result, only 4 yards there on the play.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Man open, here is Jones. Touchdown, Jaguars. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other. As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
On second down, a run with Gibson. Runs over it. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as he's able to get this out past the 40.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A handoff running left is Gibson. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And they go play action with Howell. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Powell. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. When with a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. out there setting ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Powell's throw complete to Dotson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. 2nd down, Howell back to pass. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Here's Howell. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson with his 1st career touchdown in his 1st career game. And the Commanders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. ETN. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Go now.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try to move forward.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fielded at the 20. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Now a throw here to his running back. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on. And this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. A give running right, Gibson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 69 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
A run here for the rookie. It's Brian Robinson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll go play action. Howell. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jaguars are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Fadarian Mathis bringing him down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Nice effort defensively there from Cole Holcomb.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Now on 2nd and 13, Lawrence. They'll drop that underneath to Etienne. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Now the ball comes loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. For the play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on third down. Third and long, here's Howell. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Slye. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Slye able to put this one through. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Back to throw. Lawrence on the move to his left. That one complete downfield to Kirk. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Throwing now, Lawrence. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And some room to work. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, 46 yards. And the Commanders have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. And now it's blocked. And now the rookie's free. He's at the 40, 20. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. Boy, I think I need an oxygen mask after those last two plays, CD. The long touchdown followed by the even longer return on the block PAT.
I wonder if after that long touchdown, if someone actually needed a play off and didn't take it, and maybe that was the breakdown in protection that led to the block.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Lawrence. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on third and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now on fourth down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
That's a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 127 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
The situation changes a bit now. 1st and goal from back at the 10. Gibson again. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll try the left side with Gibson. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. And that touchdown, Charles, with very little time remaining, boy, it just sucked any energy and momentum out of the other sideline.
Yeah, take an incredible comeback in the final minute to bring this one back to even. A great series there offensively. They saw an opportunity to slam the window shut, and they followed through.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Powell throwing for it. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of the season.
So for Washington, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.